You can correct me if I'm wrong, but just from watching practice, it seems you're noticeably leaner than last year. Can you just kind of, well, first, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that true? And can you kind of give us some insight into how you transformed your body and the kind of physical workouts you put yourself through this offseason?
Oh, yeah. Talking about being leaner, I came back 276. That's where I wanted to before we started getting into camp. And, I'm able to sweat, that water weight off and get to where I want to play. But, the off season was a little bit different just because of, the COVID. So, I had to go back to, kind of like little high school workouts, running bleachers, running 110s, running gassers, getting position work in, a lot of footwork. I was able to get in touch with my D-line coach and was spending a lot of time working on my craft and technique and just watching what I eat because I knew this offseason is different than the rest than we all seen across the league, and I had to come back in shape, my body right, body tight, mind right, and just ready to go.
Ryan Wood.
Hey, Rashan, do you hear me all right?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep. So we watch you in one-on-one drills, and it's always been impressive from your first practices here. What does it take to consistently translate that into 11-on-11 settings?
You just be coachable. Everything you have to believe too, but everything you do in drill work, while we're working in the outside linebacker drills, you have to, believe and truly believe that it works, and you have to work that technique on the field. And I feel like once you believe, especially with a coach like Mike Smith, anything's possible. So all you gotta do is believe and, play.
Mike Clemens.
Hey, Rashan. Coach LaFleur is always saying, expect the unexpected. And I was thinking about that all through the spring as things were being shut down. A player might have had all kinds of plans to go to some training facility, maybe hook up with other players in the league. And what was that high school that you did your workout in? And what were some of those challenges in getting through that period?
Yeah, the first part of it, just making sure my family was okay, making sure everybody was safe and healthy. And, with me, I was in Texas, so I was in McKinney area. So I went to McKinney High School, running bleachers, running my 50-yard sprints, running my 110s, and just trying to stay in shape. And that was just my mindset, making sure my family was okay and healthy and making sure that I was getting better every day.
Steve McGargy.
You said you came in at 276. First, what did you play at last year? And just what was the biggest thing you kind of learned through your rookie season in terms of what you needed to do to improve?
Yeah, I came in last year, I want to say around 70, 72, around where I came in last year. And, just having that rookie season underneath my belt, watching, Preston success, Z success, and just going back and having this offseason to go back and watch their film and watch my film, talk to, my D-line trainer, and during OTAs was, over Zoom. So, having this conversation with Coach Smith and just, making sure my head's right and knowing what I need to see. And I feel like just my second year in the system, I know the defense a lot better than, me learning it last year, and everything's feeling good.
Bill Huber.
Hey, Rashan, just how difficult was the transition last year from a hand on the ground, kind of a D lineman to the position that you had to play? Do you feel like you're much further ahead this year because of everything from last year?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. In terms of, the scheme, the plays, and how I fit into it, I feel great. Like I said, I'm at the point where it's just perfecting every play. It's not, learning it and getting it down. I know it, and now it's about, making it effective and doing my assignment every play.
Mark Daniels.
So, Rashan, what was the motivation then for the videos? They were awfully impressive, whether on the beach or hauling whatever you were pushing around all summer. Was that more to show your mates that you're really ready to go, or to show the rest of the league that here I come?
Man, whoever want to watch it, it's nothing just me working and just me wanting to be the best that I could be and be great. And that's just my work ethic. My mindset is to be great. I got a lot of examples, in front of me last year, watching P, watching Z, and I know what it takes. I know, to be where I want to be, I got to work hard. So, that's just me showing it. But I ain't sending no messages out for everybody, but anybody want to watch, keep watching.
Jim Ozarski.
Good afternoon, Rashan. In this compressed time, what kind of handwork and hand fighting can you try to do without pads? because you're not going to be able to do that for weeks. You don't have games. So what are you trying to accomplish with your teammates inside?
Just working on footwork, talking about offensive line sets, high hands, low hands, things like that. And, just bouncing the ideas off of each other. Hey, what worked for you, what doesn't work, what you're seeing work against this set. So there's a lot of mental reps going on right now.
Aaron Nagler.
Sean, how hungry are you to get on the field? I mean, 12th overall pick last year. You played sparingly. Obviously, the Smiths barely came off the field last year. You played 3 snaps in the NFC Championship game. How hungry are you to get on the field and produce?
That's not even a question. Everything I did on the offseason coming up until this point is about, being the best me, coming back and being an impact player. That's what I want to be and that's what I will be. So that's just been my whole mindset, and I'm just down and grinding.
Mike Spoffer, Packers.com.
Yeah, Rashan, just wondering if there's something that would rank as sort of a little thing or a trick of the trade maybe that either Preston or Za'Darius taught you last year that's really kind of stuck with you as you move into your second season.
To be honest, it's really hard to pick one. Throughout the season last year, they was my big brothers, and I was leaning on them a lot in terms of what they seeing. You see this, what do you do, or what you thinking, and they just told me just keep working. They see my work ethic, they see my potential, and they just tell me once everything click, it's going to be a show. So I'm just working to make sure everything click.
Rob Domofsky.
Hey, Rashan, just curious about the whole weight thing. If I understand it right, you're heavier, but yet you're leaner. So is your body mass, has that really gone down, or the muscle tone gone up and the body fat gone down? What's the big difference?
To be honest, last year I want to say I was around 10 body fat, and this season it's been around the same 10 and 9, 9 at my lowest. So I don't know. I feel I'm just growing into my grown man body. I'm 22 years old and, still got time to grow. I just feel like I'm just forming into it.
Tom Silverstein.
Hey, Rashan, can you hear me okay?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. Last year, I know you had to spend a considerable amount of time in the offseason rehabbing the shoulder. And I'm wondering what it's been like this offseason. Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you start the question over for me, please?
Just start the question over, Tom. He can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me now, Rashan? Okay,
yes,
sorry about that. I know last year you had to spend a lot of time rehabbing your shoulder, working on that. What was it like this past offseason, not having to specifically do that and being able to work on everything else? And also, are you free of the harness from now on?
Well, last year, having to spend some time doing combine training, getting my shoulder back, it was good. And, this offseason, me understanding the defense, my plays, and just keep going back over it and repetitions of just knowing what to do in my assignments and just working out. But when it comes to wearing the harness or not, that's just what you got to ask, the trainers and stuff. You'll see.
Wes Hodkowitz.
Hey, Rashan, do you have me all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. I know last year we talked about Mike Smith and him running down the hallways in excitement when they drafted you. I was just wondering this past year what that's been like growing with him and just maybe what your biggest takeaway has been in the time that he's been coaching you.
Man, I love that man. He loves everybody in the room for who they are. And he knows everybody's different. Everybody comes in at a different level, and he coaches everybody up to be the best that, we could be. And he believes that we could be the best. And, just having a coach that believes in you like that every day and push you to be great, it only wants you to be great and do everything is asked of you. So I'm loving Mike Smith. If you listening to this, love you, coach. You feel me? We're going to keep working.
We have time for a few more. Olivia Reiner.
Hi, Rashan. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I have another Mike Smith related question. This time last year, he said that for a player like yourself coming out of college in their first year, understanding some of the finer details of the position can be a little bit more challenging. It's not as simple as just being told to go out there and beat someone. Compared to where you were last year, how much more comfortable are you now with those finer details?
Oh, yeah, I'm getting better, day by day. A couple of days ago, we was able to put back on helmets, and now we're moving, full speed. So just reading my keys and going, I'm feeling a lot more comfortable than last year. So I'm excited, and I'm just going to keep pushing.
We'll do 2 more. Bill Huber.
Hey, Rashan, just how much of the end of last season hurt you, just playing those few snaps in the championship game? Was that Was it a difficult thing to swallow?
At the end of the day, my job is to be ready whenever my number is called, and that's just when my number was called, and whatever it was, that's when the team needed me to be in there, and that's how I looked at it.
Last one, Matt Schneidman.
I have a John Runyon Jr. question. I think I remember him telling us that you guys trained together this offseason. When you guys drafted him, obviously you played together in college. What are you guys getting in him, and how excited were you to become teammates with him again?
Oh yeah, with John, we had wonderful battles at Michigan, iron sharpened iron. That's what I believe. And having old teammate here, I know what he's gonna bring. To the offensive line group, grit, strong. He's gonna finish after the whistle, and those are the type of guys that we need. And I'm happy that we got another Michigan man in the building. So, shout out to you.